Hi, my name is Igor Zavalishin. I will be presenting a paper titled Smart Home Care Towards Supporting Elderlies in the Comfort and Safety of Their Smart Homes. This is a joint work with my supervisors Axel Leguet and Etienne Rivière from UC Le Mans and Ananda Ras from Ceres, Belgium. This work is supported by Innovirus Brussels. As a motivation, consider this figure showing current and projected share of European population aged over 65. As you can see, by 2050, 30% of EU population will be aged over 65. Traditional elder care homes will not be able to keep up with these rising numbers of elderly. It will not be sustainable anymore due to the lack of capacity and personnel. We also see a gradual shift towards an assisted living scenario, because more and more people prefer to stay in the comfort of their own home rather than going to care homes. And this phenomenon is called aging in place. And aging in place has a lot of challenges. First of all, we need to ensure the safety and well-being of the elderly. Unlike care homes with 24/7 monitoring and specially trained personnel, people staying at home do not have that, which may lead to dangerous situations like falls that are not discovered immediately and people could not react on time. Social activity of the elderly and interaction with family members and friends is another important aspect. Staying at home may lead to social isolation and have an impact on both mental and physical state of the elderly. So, home care must therefore stimulate social interaction and activities to prevent that. So, in order to address those challenges, we started looking for existing systems, and smart home systems seem to be the obvious choice. However, we soon realized that these systems are inadequate for the elder care and assisted living scenarios. They are made primarily for home automation and are not well suited for use cases requiring monitoring the health and well-being of the elderly users. They have weak safety and, most importantly, availability guarantees. We notice that some events may be lost or not processed at all when the internet goes down, and researchers have previously shown that some applications provided by popular smart home systems are not really safe to use. They are not designed for elderly users, and usability issues remain a barrier for adoption. And finally, smart home systems were found to have numerous security and privacy issues, which are not always obvious for older users. That makes them either acting recklessly and ignoring all the common sense, or ignore the technologies whatsoever. So, as an alternative, we propose a system for smart home care that is surrounded around their elderly person. Various sensors and smart home appliances not only automate routine tasks for the elderly, like turning on the lights automatically when the person moves around the house, but also collect vital information about the person's health and well-being and make this information available to various social circles surrounding the person. And these social circles define the people who care about the person. So it's family members, neighbors, friends, caregivers like nurse or doctor, catering service, and also emergency services. The system must be able to monitor the environment and generate alerts and notifications for well-defined contacts. At the same time, the elderly should be able to control who has access to what information and for what reason, and also enforce some privacy and security rules on top of that. Finally, the people in different social circles should also be able to communicate with each other by passing messages from one circle to another. And that should be done in a simple and effective way. So, for instance, a nurse could be able to communicate with a doctor or a family member. The goals of such a system are as follows. It has to integrate well with existing and future smart home and medical devices, as well as various care and emergency services. It has to generate alerts and notifications for certain events, like critical and non-critical ones. It has to process and share sensor data in a private and secure way, and the system overall should also have support for mixed criticality events, which favors some events over the others. So as an example, consider a fault-detected event versus a smart light state change. Obviously, the former one should be more prioritized. And finally, the system must be specifically designed for elderly users and recognize all the usability problems they might have. We envision a following design of a home care system. It consists of three main components. The first one is a local hub that collects data from connected sensors and makes this data available to various applications running on it. The apps subscribe to sensor events via Hub's API and send alerts and notifications to a selected list of contacts. And these notifications could be SMS messages or audio calls, for instance. Then there are social circles that are groups of people that monitor the health and well-being of the elderly person and can react to certain events by coming to the place or calling a certain service like emergency. And then we have also the ability for these social circles to receive alerts and send messages to each other through the hub interface. Here we have an example of two applications running on the hub. The first at the top adapts the menu selection for the person based on the sugar level in the blood. It interacts both with a catering service at the right and with a device measuring the sugar level in the blood on the left. The second application at the bottom alerts both a nurse and a doctor about the high heart rate and allows them to decide on a course of actions, whether to prescribe a medicine or call an ambulance, for instance. Implementing the vision system requires solving a number of challenges, and the first one is related to the fine-grained access control. The system should have a really fine-grained access control to differentiate between the app's access to raw sensor data and to the obfuscated alternative. One way to achieve that is to offer so-called data bleachers, as we call them, that are offered as part of the API. The applications using them can prove that they're using or interacting with and then sharing a specific type of data as opposed to unknown type of data that the application may access and then share. This makes it easier to control the propagation of sensitive sensor data across the application's code. And usability issues are also another challenge. We have some experience solving that challenge. We have developed a proactive voice assistant that allows to set up and configure system using natural language, and our preliminary results with elderly users look quite promising. Then we have a problem of third-party applications running on a hub. We need to monitor the activity in some way or another, and one way to do so is to use some kind of static or dynamic code analysis, which has been previously done for smart home applications, but it has never been done for the home care applications. And finally, we have a hub that must have a reliable resource management engine, which will prioritize certain events over others. And this is essential for processing life-threatening events like fall detected in parallel with common smart home events. The resources should be always available for the critical events processing. So, as a takeaway points, I'd like to remind you that home care and assisted living are not a vision anymore, they are a reality. Existing smart home systems are ill-suited for this task of monitoring and supporting the elderly, due to the numerous safety, availability, and privacy issues they have. We need, therefore, to design new systems that allow for reliable and safe home care. And to help with this process, we outlined relevant design features and discussed potential research directions. Thank you.